Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in mid-November 2019. Hello, Scorpio. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, Scorpio. First off, happy birthday again for you guys that are celebrating here in November, and happy belated to those who were celebrating in October. No matter when you were born, Scorpio, I hope you have an amazing birthday. I hope you're around people that love and care for you and that will celebrate you with the ceremonial birthday cake and ice cream situation because, as you know, that's a girl's favorite dessert. So if you have some on me. Eat it in my honor. Anyway, Scorpio, thanks for showing up to this reading. And thank you for those who showed up to the live Scorpio reading that I did over the weekend on November the 9th. It was a really good turnout, and it was a pleasure for reading for those who showed up in the chat. Hopefully I will see you guys in the future here in the comments or on other times when I go live on the channel. Speaking of going live on the channel, Scorpio, again, I will go live. I think I've decided it's going to be November 25th, which is the Monday of Thanksgiving week. So if you're available at the time, which is yet to be determined, but if you're available at that time, hopefully I'll see you then. And anything else? Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving for those who celebrate. If you're not celebrating, I still wish you a happy Thanksgiving because it's really a time to be reflective and grateful and appreciative of all the connections and good vibes that you have in your life and the good times that you have in your life. So happy Thanksgiving to all, whether you celebrate or not. All right, let's get into it. Scorpio, shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I'll shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. That timestamp will be in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. Also down there is all the information you need if you want a personal with me. If you have a question before you place an order, feel free to email me at the same address and I'll answer you as soon as possible. And again, guys, please always remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment if you resonate with the message or you just generally like my vibe, okay? All right, guys, let's do it. Scorpio, I want to see Scorpio's outcome for mid-November, please. Scorpio's outcome for mid-November 2019, please show me. Getting all shy and clammed up on this outcome, huh? It was unlike that when I had to get your cards out. It was very 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of outcome. Scorpio, mid-November 2019. Ay, Dios mío. There it goes. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Where'd it go? All right, Scorpion, it came like that. So let's go ahead and flip it and see what it is. Where? I don't know what it means. I'm just being silly. I can't help myself sometimes, you know? All right, Scorpio, let's get into it. Please show me where Scorpio is in mid-November 2019. Mid-November 2019, please show me where Scorpio is. One more time, please. Please show me Scorpio. Okay, thank you. It's like a weird thing was going on above my right eye. Oh, don't like that feeling, but we got there. Scorpio, coming into mid-November, you come in with the Four of Cups. You upset? Displeased? Bored? Maybe confused or maybe unsure of self, unsure of a situation, unsure of your emotions. That kind of fits because that came out a considerable amount for the live Scorpio reads that I did again over the past weekend. But more to the point of this reading, it feels as though this is someone, this character on the card, interestingly, is covered yet naked, right? If you can get a look at her there. She's got a covering over her head. It's a little bit draped across her torso, but her bust or her breasts are exposed. And it's kind of got like this billowy, smoky feel to it, but we can also see this person. So, Scorpio, as per, it feels as though you're a little enigmatic right now, emotionally speaking. You might not know clearly what you feel. You might not clearly understand what you're thinking about a situation, or you might be fluctuating, going back and forth between how you feel about a particular person or in a situation. Again, I feel like sometimes you're really resolute and sometimes you're very clear on what you want, and then like the next day or even hours later you're kind of like, but maybe not, or maybe this and maybe that, and it doesn't even feel that like casual. It doesn't even feel that like easy, like how I'm saying, well, maybe not, like how it is so easy for me to say that. This does not feel easy. This feels like very troubling for you. It feels very impactful for you. It feels like you've spent a lot of time, consciously or not, maybe even a heavier emphasis on subconsciously, trying to piece things together or unravel something. Thank you. Unravel something. They're showing me like a ball of yarn, and like you're trying to get this one thread pulled out, just like one thread, so you can clearly identify, okay, I've got a blue thread here and I want all of this blue thread to come out. But every time you pull, you get like, you get stuck and you have to go to the knot and you have to untangle it. So it's like this unraveling or this untangling of complex knotted emotions towards a person, towards a situation, towards yourself. Not sure. Okay. Okay. So remember I said about her being covered, but then you can also see her breasts, right? So I feel as though you fluctuate between being guarded and under wraps, keeping yourself insular, keeping things quiet, not expressing, not showing, not emoting, and then wanting more than anything to emote, to express, to say, to speak, to do, and like have not a burst of energy, but to unleash, to finally unravel, to finally let go of something that you've held back. But then you rethink that, or you get scared, or you get flustered in some type of way, or you think better of it, or whatever it is, and then you pull it all back inside. You're like, no, 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 and you like hunker down on top of it, and you barricade it inside of yourself. This is very on and off within your own dynamic, within your own daily life, within your own conscious and subconsciousness. You are not able, even though the four isn't about making a choice, fours are not really about making choices. Fours are really about establishing, right? Or setting a principle, setting a standard, right? Making a new precedence in a situation, or rectifying one, or keeping what you already have, right? That goes back and forth inside of you day in, day out. And it has been that way for a long time. I think you're dealing with it because, you're a Scorpio. You can deal with that. It's kind of what you do. Like, in a weird way, this is going to sound maybe a little weird, but I think some of you will get it. It's almost like you whip yourself. You flog yourself. It's almost as if one of Scorpio's strengths is to punish yourself emotionally in order to grow, in order to prosper, in order to see your way out of a situation. You have to go through the depths of hell. You have to go into a dungeon of torture that you have designed for yourself. Like I said, you whip yourself, you flog yourself in this little dungeon that you've constructed of emotional torture or emotional disarray, in order for you to come out the other side being clear, being sure, being new. Again, setting out these foundations, getting yourself started on the right track. That's what the fours are. They're like, we set the new precedents, right? We're going towards something with a certain outlook or a certain goal, yeah? I think the trouble here, well, maybe it's not trouble because again, you're a Scorpio, and I feel the only people who know in this moment are you and me. And I only know because I'm the one who shuffled and I meditated and these cards came out. That's the only reason I quote unquote know. And even then, I don't know. So truly the only one who knows is you. I just have like, a smidgen, like a little sneak peek of what might be going on with you, right? So the trouble here might be, but again, it doesn't feel like trouble. Well, why am I hung up on this idea of trouble? I don't know yet. That might come into play. But I think you feel comfortable. Maybe not comfortable. You're used to it. I mean, it's kind of like, like if you go to tickle yourself, nobody can ever tickle themselves, right? Most people can't. Because your body knows your own touch. Your body knows your own, if you wiggle your fingers this way, I know that's you, Scorpio. Like, we can't tickle ourselves. So that's why I feel like you're quote unquote comfortable in this self-damning, self-deprecating, torturous, emotionally torturous dungeon that you're in, is because you've designed it. Whether you meant to or not, whether you were conscious of it or not, and you're going through it because you have to. And it's your dungeon. It's your emotions. So you're very aware of what you're going through. Therefore, it doesn't really disturb you. You can't tickle yourself. You can't be in too much of an emotional disarray if you put yourself in these situations, or if you endure these situations, or if you endure these fluctuating and kind of hard to shake emotions, something like that. Oh, Scorpio, you're such a Scorpio right now, and it's funny, but not funny. Anyway, so that's where you start. What else is going on here? Yeah. Okay. So on the outside, you're busy. This is on the outside of you. That four of cups is so internal. Again, it's just you and me that know. And even then, I don't know shit. It's mostly you. You're the only one who knows. Now, Seven of Pentacles. This is on the outside of you. This is not a card of working, but it is reflection on working. It is a reflection on what have I gained? What have I accomplished? What do I own? What do I possess? What is of value around me right now? And how is it working to my benefit? Considering your physical world, considering your job, your home, your stability, your security, your finances, your friends, your family, all of the things that exist in your 3D world that are of value. If this is like, even down to such as routines and scheduling. If you're looking over your calendar and you're like, I need an extra hour a day. Like this is fully evaluating all those aspects of yourself. Remember how I was talking about how I said a lot about consciousness and subconsciousness here in the Four of Cups? So subconsciously, that's what's going on in your Four of Cups. Your conscious mind is in the Seven of Pentacles, reviewing the day-to-day routines, reviewing the monotony or the mundane tasks that you have going on around you, making sure you show up to brunch when your best friend told you to show up to brunch, and like you're really like hitting all those goals, or you're like checking all those boxes. And this keeps your conscious mind busy. There's like a nice fence, we'll call it a fence, between your conscious and your subconscious mind. They're not really communicating much. They might speak through the fence, they might pass letters through the fence, but there's like not a lot of overlap between those two states of mind, or those two awarenesses within you. And so your conscious mind is just out here like this bird, checking out the nest, making sure everything goes according to plan. Because if your Four of Cups, if your subconscious internal space is in a disarray, or in a upheaval, or in some type of rewrite, let's call it a rewrite, or you're just like redecorating or something like that, your conscious mind can't be too involved in that because it would show, right? Remember I told you this Four of Cups, you only know, and I only know a little bit. So if you remove your conscious mind and focus on your day-to-day, your routines, your job, your home life, all that good stuff, right? it won't show that all of that is going on behind closed doors with the Four of Cups. So this is a strategic move, and the Seven of Pentacles is not about strategy, but it is, again, about evaluation, right? And that is a part of creating strategy, is to evaluate what you currently have. What are the benefits and the detriments of what I'm currently doing? So things are moving in your life very subtly. that's where the that's where, again, you're being a total Scorpio. You're making moves that nobody else knows you're making. Nobody can tell you're making moves. You're being, mum is the word with you. You're being very quiet. You're not expressing it basically. It's almost like you're keeping secrets from yourself. And that's a skill, and that's a nuance that I think belongs to you and the other water signs as well. That I, as a fire sign, I'm just like, huh? How do you do that? Because I do not understand that. But I think you get what I mean. I think you're keeping secrets from yourself in order not to blow your own cover, in order not to signal ahead to anyone else what might be going on. I don't want to say it's like a secret, but it definitely feels like you don't want anybody else to know anything until you're ready for them to know it. So, conscious mind stays busy, puts on the act that everything is okay. You show up to work on time. Like I said, you go to brunch when you're asked to go to brunch. You show up at your kids' recitals and everything like that. You pick up the dry cleaning. Everything that your regular life, your regular day-to-day life, quote unquote, where you have to interact with other people, where you have to smile and be pleasant and all that good stuff and make it seem as though you're absolutely A-okay, you are knocking that out of the park. Knocking that out of the park with the Seven of Pentacles. Because at the same time that you're performing these tasks, and the same time that you're showing up to these places, and the same time that you're investing in these relationships or continuing to invest in these relationships or situations, you're also evaluating them. It could be, even the whole thing with dry cleaning. You're like, okay, I pick up dry cleaning two times a week for myself. Is this like financially sound? Like it serves a purpose as much as you're doing the performance and then also evaluating. It also serves a purpose, because I think the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Cups are both gearing up for some type of change. They're both gearing up for some type of evolution or revelation. Something like that, okay? Seven of Cups, yeah, right? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming I touched it, so let me make sure. Or, yes, thank you. They're like, nope, that page is last. So I was right to assume. So, Seven of Cups, 2 7, 7 7. I don't know why I'm pointing that out. That might mean something to some of you. Maybe some of you were born in 1977. I don't know. But again, it's not the same. I don't think it's the same woman. I mean, how could I tell? The art is very impressionistic. But remember in the Four of Cups when I showed her to you and she has the cloth wrapped around her head and a little bit around her midsection? Look here now. Not this. I can't assume it's the same woman, but this person is totally more exposed, totally more vulnerable and open to the elements, right? No cloth wrapped around her, and her face is turned up to the sky. So emotionally, as much as the Seven of Cups traditionally talks about things being more confusing, being inundated or overwhelmed with choice, that might apply here, but I think you're giving over to that. It's weird, Scorpio, you're doing something really weird. And that's not a critique, but I can't really articulate it. And I hope you're going to be able to figure out what I'm trying to translate for you, which is going from this quiet internal fluctuation to stepping into being more embracing of almost chaos, or what you view as chaos. Maybe some of you view emotional vulnerability to be risky or risky, however you want to think of it, right? and to be open to emotional vulnerability, expressing your emotions maybe a little bit more readily. Maybe you've always been sort of like an introverted person, and this Seven of Cups, or that woman being nude and again turning her face up into the sky, that might be embracing more extroverted behaviors, or again embracing the expression of what has been held inside, right? So I feel like there's growth between the 4 and the 7. There's something where you release more, or you express more, or you're open more, or you receive more with the 7 of Cups, even if it's overwhelming. Because again, I still feel that's there. The traditional understanding of the 7 of Cups being overwhelmed, being awash and up to the neck with choices, right? Like some of you, like this is like some, it's not kinky in a sexual way, but it's kinky in a where you go from being maybe quite quiet and sullen to being louder, to being maybe, I mean, look at the color schemes. This is brown and tan, right? Kind of demure. And now we get into something a little more spicy. It's like a purplish or a maroon kind of color. It's a little bit, it's more vibrant. So stepping into vibrancy, stepping into there's a song, back to life, back to reality, something like that. I'm not a singer, and I apologize for terrifying you with my voice, but it's kind of like that. So maybe, I don't know why you're in the 4 Cups, because that is where you started, right? So I don't know why you're there. Contextually, it could be for several reasons why you were in the 4 of Cups, but I feel the progression from 4 to 6 is significant. I feel that the 4 of Cups is also sometimes withholding, or withholding, restraining, okay? Not engaging, right? Not willing to step forward. This seven of Cups in this deck, it feels like stepping forward. Just, damn the consequences, screw the risk, screw how risque this behavior is, or me expressing a certain emotion is, me expressing a certain truth, or whatever you are coming into consciousness with, or a revelation. Thank you, that's the word. Screw it all. I'm just going to embrace this moment and go for it. This is like taking a chance. And 7 of Cups isn't necessarily about taking a chance by itself, but because you've been doing a hard evaluation on the outside, while this 4 of Cups kind of fluctuates and kind of marinates and kind of bubbles up and transforms and transmutes into something else. This is like maybe this is a coming out process for some of you, even though I'm not necessarily feeling that. I mean, number one, that's not going to apply to many people, just because of statistics, but just the term coming out and taking it away from gender or sexual orientation or anything like that. This idea of coming out of something, of blossoming, is kind of what it feels like. But it's a quiet blossom. It's like you'd have to have a speed lapse camera to see how Scorpio is blossoming. That's what that feels like, okay? What's this? Who's this? Page of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This could be you or someone else. I think it's you. Yeah. Show me. They're like, yep, it's Scorpio. So maybe after you, because the 7 of Cups can also be about indulgence, okay? So maybe after you spent some time in your 7 of Cups energy, indulging in something, being more expressive, being open, being more vibrant and alive in the moment kind of energy, I think it's like soon after that, you settle upon something emotionally and you move towards it. Now, I have not mentioned anyone else because I really feel you're the only person here thus far. But in some of your cases, this is finally deciding to move towards a person with an offer or some type of honest admission, it feels like. Could be you go towards someone with an invitation, or they come to you and you accept an invitation. And it's still kind of, it's like halfway between these two. Because it's still coy and it's still shy and quiet, like the Four of Cups. It's still kind of sullen, this Page of Cups. But there's action, and there's a step towards risk, or a step towards the unknown. There is the choice, because again, Seven of Cups is about inundated with choice. The only cup that we see there is in her hand, and she carries it, she possesses it. So there's this whittling down of the choice, or after having, tried a few, here's the actual cup I want. I tried cup number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to choose cup number 3. Something like that. That after I've tasted, after I drank from the different 7 cups, I'm going to choose cup number 3 or cup number 6. It doesn't matter. And so there's finally some type of ownership with what you're emotionally been grappling with, what you have been developing or cooking up behind the scenes and trying to make heads or tails of, right? You finally make a decision, or you finally feel aligned to something. This could have been the entire time. Because I think, again, with the 7 of Pentacles, I think your physical life is A-okay. Your job, your finances, your stability, your security, I think those things are fine. But as far as your emotions, either a personal relationship with yourself, you have not felt at home in your own body, something like that. Again, the whole coming out process might apply for a few of you. Or in terms of emotions and interpersonal relationships, you have been upset or not feeling at home, not knowing what to do with other people in your life. Family, friends, lovers, it really doesn't matter. And so in sort of a confusion, or in a need to, like I said before, make a new precedence, move, maybe not move, but sort of understand your place or your value, your place, your value, your worth, how they value you in a relationship. It could have been that. It could be that. I'm this person's mother, but I don't feel respected. How do I get to a feeling of being respected by my child? Just as an example, right? So you go out of yourself with the 7 of Cups and you try new things. You consider your own emotional well-being or state of mind from a different perspective. You might talk more with your kid. You might do, indulge in some of the activities that they love the most. Maybe they are crazy over Fortnite and you haven't ever picked up a video game controller in your life, but you're like, I want to connect with my kid. I don't want it to be, this weird lack between us, or this weird lack of a bond between us. So you indulge in trying your best to make a connection with this person, your child, right? Just as an example. And the Page of Cups is novice energy. It's new. It's not a knight. It's not a queen. It's not a king. So the mastery of this new endeavor, or the way that you're choosing to approach, the way that you're choosing to express, the way you're choosing to interact, it's new to you. You've never done it this way before. You've never, like I said, picked up a video game controller and sat down and tried to play video games with your kid who is like, 21, 18, 12 years old. It really doesn't matter. So you're trying, but you're also still kind of coy because she's not looking at us. Her face is turned away. So there's this compromise between the 4 of Cups and the 7 of Cups that I think you come to with the Page of Cups as you move forward, trying to, again, make heads or tails of whatever's been cooking up on the inside of you, whatever has been in turmoil or in flux inside of you. Scorpio, you have a nice little deep reading. Oh my gosh. And it's Scorpio season and it's Mercury retrograde. It's all kinds of, your energy is just like through the roof for the entire collective. Trust me. Now your outcome, Scorpio, is the Hierophant. Major Arcana for Taurus. So some of you could be dealing with a Taurus, but you don't have to be. You know, the Hierophant can talk about things such as marriage, but I mean, if you're married, you're married. Or if you're going to get married, you're going to get married. I don't know why I'm talking about marriage. Maybe because I don't think, I haven't picked up anything in terms of relationship that heavily, but maybe for some of you as the outcome, you might be considering, if you're single or if you're married, it really doesn't matter. There might be a new consideration that you have towards marriage as an outcome. This might have been how you might be reconsidering what marriage means to you along the way. In the main spread, you may have been reconsidering your marriage or reconsidering what it means to be married or whom you want to marry or something like that. So that's where this marriage came through. Because I was like, real quick, that was the first thing they put into my head. Marriage! I was like, okay. But Hierophant more speaks to traditions, things sort of being regimented and by the book. Also talks to systems or bodies of power in our lives, in our society. So churches, which can, include marriages, governments, schools and universities, things like that. So a lot of hierarchy with the Hierophant, a lot of hierarchy, a lot of powerful systems and pyramids or constructions of people, or like I said, hierarchies of people that influence us. Okay. So apply everything that I said to marriage, but now in a more general sense. This could be, some type of moral, not dilemma, but, if for an example, if you grew up religious, this might be you kind of dipping a toe. Welcome, you're watching a tarot reading, and in some people's religion, tarot is like awful. You can't watch tarot, or you can't listen to psychics, or you can't, consider chakras. What the hell is a chakra? It's like sacrilege almost. And so some of you may be reconsidering your spiritual beliefs. That may have come up in the live reading or your November reading. I can't really remember. But there's something here about maybe reevaluating your morals or where you fall on the morality spectrum. Maybe I'm more spiritualist. Maybe I'm more centrist. Maybe I'm more Buddhist than I am Catholic. Something like that. I don't think the Hierophant is another person. It could be. If so, they might be a person within one of those religious bodies of influence over you. Could be just an influential figure in your family life, a father or a mother who you respect, who you place on a pedestal or put them in a place of pride in your life. But this journey that you're on, this emotional development that you're on, might smack in the face of the Hierophant. It might upset that person, or it might upset that history in your life, that long-standing history in your life. Okay. Now your overall energy is the 10 of Cups. So at the end of the day, Scorpio, this is about you and your happiness. Now there are two birds here. I don't even know if they would be turtle doves, but they put the word turtle doves in my head. And Christmas is coming up, so you know that song? What is it? 3 French hen, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Right? 12 Days of Christmas. So it could, the central part of this whole message could be about a significant relationship with one person. And 2 turtle doves, I mean, we might think of people in a romantic relationship, but I did mention a relationship with your child or children, right? So don't take it exclusively to be about romantic love, but I think a loving relationship between you and one other person is very crucial to you right now, is very much on your mind, or in your heart is what they want me to say. It's in your heart. And like I have said the entire time, with all of these cups card, you have more going on internally. I mean, look at it. You've got 3 cups versus the 1 pentacles card. And again, the pentacles, like I told you, is your conscious mind just, keeping the show going. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing going on beneath the surface in Scorpio's life. Scorpio is fine. Everything, it's business as usual with the 7 of Pentacles. What's going on underneath the surface, what's going on with you subconsciously is cups, 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 cups. And of course, the 10 of Cups. So again, in your heart, in your emotional core, it's very important that you solidify, you establish, you rectify, you maintain, you enhance, you whatever one particular romantic relation. Oh, see, and I said romantic. Excuse me, slip of the tongue. For some of you, it is romantic, but in a general, it can't be that specific. So for some of you, yes, one specific romantic situation. For others of you, it's more than romantic. It's familial love or platonic love, right? And it's this is like protective energy. So in many of your cases, because like look how the white bird is snugged up against like that pink or reddish bird, right? So it's like in some of your cases, this is about protecting someone or someone protecting you, whichever bird you would be, whichever, energy you would have. And I feel that there's like this, what's that word? Symbiotic. Thank you. There's a symbiotic relationship between you and this other person where automatically you guys fit together like a hand to glove, sock to foot, burger to mouth, whatever. I'm just trying to be a little jokey there with that one. But there's a natural way that you two fit together, right? And now they're bringing me back to the mother and the child, or the parent and the child situation, where you're supposed to have a position in your child's life where you help them develop, and you can be a confidant to them through, if not their entire life, at least those developmental stages of their life, right? And that's what this feels like. It feels like there's a disconnect between you and this person, or maybe not a full disconnect, but maybe there's like a staticky vibe. Like it's not a completely clear channel. You're connected. You see each other. You might live together in terms of the family or relationship. If you're friends, you live close or something like that, but it isn't cohesive, isn't it? It's not purely linked together. So I feel there's a desire from you or them or both of you to get the link established. And that would give you 10 of Cups. And it's interesting because the 10 of Cups isn't traditionally depicting just 2 characters. It's usually 3 or 4 or 5 or more. It's not usually just 2 people, right? But in this case, it feels like particularly you want to establish a very cohesive, symbiotic link with one particular person, Scorpio. And you know who that is in your heart. And they know it too. They know it too. Scorpio, that's your reading for mid-November. We did it. If you liked it, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that comment below, letting me know how this reading resonated in your life. If you want to share this video across your social media platforms, let other people know that you like my stuff and you like my channel, that'd be great. And of course, you can subscribe if you are not already subscribed, okay? Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see all the uploads, such as, in a few weeks, I'm going to come back and do your December readings. Then I'm going to do your mids. I'm going to do lives for Sagittarius. If you want to come and eavesdrop on those, you may do so. Again, I'm going to go live November 25th for Thanksgiving week. I don't know the time yet. Look out for that being posted to the community tab so you can see what time exactly I'm going to choose. And no communication readings are coming up in December, so a lot of things to look forward to from the channel, guys. And if you are subscribed, you don't have to worry about it because you're going to see it all. It's going to come up in your notifications and it's going to be great. Yeah? All right, Scorpio. I thank you so much for watching this video tonight. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.